Welcome back to the Stressful to Successful podcast with your co-host, Tiffany Chasen, and myself, Jaden D'Amico. On our previous episode, we discussed a wonderful woman by the name of Jen, who owns Jen's Gym.
We talked a lot about weight loss myths as she is a weight loss myth expert, as she likes to call herself on socials. We talked all about the most common workouts and why they may not be as beneficial. We definitely talked about cardio, and that to me is very interesting because I always thought that if you're trying to lose weight, cardio is like the best option. At least that's what's marketed in the media and marketed in workout classes at the gym and all that stuff.
No, seriously, that's all I've ever heard. You know, like when you go into any gym, all you see as soon as you walk in is a flight or two of treadmills.
And just cardio machines in general, whether it's like a step mill or a Stairmaster, like whatever it may be, there's just so many cardio machines, which I found pretty interesting because she was telling us the science behind it. And she was saying that you could do, if you did cardio, you only burn, say you burn like 500 calories, which is quite a bit, but then you're pretty tired throughout the rest of the day and you've burned 500 calories and you probably need to eat more because you're really hungry. Whereas if you're weight training or doing more low impact workouts, you're burning calories throughout the day after you've worked out. And you also have more energy to, go on a walk or just be more active throughout the day, which is very interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for myself, I much prefer just to push weight. And I learned from a gentleman at the gym too. He kind of looked like Tech9, actually. That's how I became friends with him. I love Tech9. He's pretty sick. But this guy's name is Mel. And he was actually a prisoner guard kind of guy. That's what he did for 20 or 30 years or so. And he was telling me throughout, I mean, he would lift, just do sets after like 10, 20 sets. You know what I mean? Like lightweight, but he would do it till the muscles started burning like crazy. So he taught me that, which was really awesome on my gym sort of venture.
Journey, your fitness journey.
Yeah, my fitness journey. And he also told me, like, we tried today is when, after we're done lifting, we would hit the treadmill. And he said that, you don't want to run first. You're just going to, in a sense, exhaust the body. It's not warming up the body. You wake up, he told me this way. He said, you wake up in the morning, your heart's pumping, you're warmed up. Get your blood pumping. No, your blood's pumping. Your heart's doing what it's supposed to do already. So don't go on the treadmill right away. Hit your workout. Get that burn feeling in your muscles. And if you don't feel that feeling, you're not doing it properly. And you should continuously lift and whatnot. And then at the end of the exercise, as I'm repeating myself, is to hit the treadmill.
I think also there's different ways to warm up. And for me, I like to go on a walk first usually, which I think is a good, Jen was talking about how she thinks that's a really good way to lean out your body, which I totally agree with because your cortisol levels aren't spiking. You're not putting your body into immense stress. And it's really just like very lightweight. You could be listening to a podcast going on a walk, listening to music. It's a great way, especially in the morning, like to get a good dopamine hit of just like getting out into the sun, if the sun is shining, if not, just getting some fresh air. And that's a good way to just wake your brain up too, which I love to do.
Yeah, I love that too. So diet. She spoke a ton about diet and all of the crazy stuff behind it and all the myths of dietitian stuff.
Well, I think too, when we're talking, like if we're talking on the point of weight loss, a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to go to the gym every day. And whether that's once a day, twice a day, whatever, and whatever you're doing at the gym, it's obviously better to be at the gym than not to be at the gym. But I think a lot of people use that as an excuse to eat more. Like, oh, I burned 500 calories. That means I can eat 500 more.
She does cover that.
But I think that defeats the purpose because you need to be in a little bit of a deficit to lose weight, or just in general, if you want to maintain your weight. Eating too much, if you're not trying to gain weight, it's better just to not go to the gym to get your results.
That makes sense. I mean, for you who are listening, I want you to kind of imagine yourself, like your life and what you've been doing to work out. Listen to the previous episode Seriously, this woman's a genius, and I mean it. Like she was saying stuff off I have never thought about, and it's pretty exciting.
Well, the cool thing about Jen 2 is she's coming from her own personal experience of losing 50 pounds and keeping it off. And
For how
she,
many years was it?
I think it was like around 7 years.
That's insane.
But it was kind of like, to me, she's very relatable, which is awesome. She's not like a naturally super skinny girl that's trying to sell you all of her like meal plans. She's done these and tried them out so many times and it's worked for her. So she thought that she would share it with everybody. And I think, like, as she was saying, diet's 80%. So I think people don't realize
Yeah,
that. Like, when she started her weight loss journey, she was just focusing on diet. And I think for people that find all of this fitness stuff and all of this diet culture or whatever to be very far fetched, very complicated, I think the most important thing is to start with diet and make it super simple. The less ingredients, the better, honestly.
yeah, I can definitely see that. And when she was discussing, just made so much sense. Um, and she also discussed. She kind of went into a little bit of a couple different points here. She talked a lot about her weight loss journey. She talked about her business and how she grew it. She talked about some success stories, and I asked her, I was like, "Well, what is the success rate?" And she kind of thought about it. She was like, "Okay, well, I've had over 1,000, in a sense, I guess you could say, customers, and she has what, like a 95 or so percent success rate. But she tells us it's not about the 95% that got it. It's that it's up to you. So if you want to take a weight loss journey, or if you're skinny and you want to take a weight gain journey, or whatever
Or just get
fitness,
healthier, honest. Just be healthy.
yeah, like a fitness journey in general, a journey to health, you know, um, it's up to you. She can you can buy any program. Those old crazy guys with the crazy hair from back in the day who would wear the band and, okay, everyone, get up, let's wave your arms around, let's work out. Like those kind of workout videos. I mean, if you don't put in the effort to even do it and stick with it. I mean, let's she talked about 50 pounds over 7 years. She still kept off that weight. She's been happy with herself for the past 7 years because she stuck to something. And in one of our episodes, in our solo episodes, we discussed a routine. So if you stick to something for 21 days, it's no longer a burden to your schedule or your life. You, in a sense, become like it's like a new addiction. You feel lost if you haven't done this. Like you feel lost when you're not on your phone every morning. You feel lost. So sticking to a schedule, sticking to a routine, being honest and true to yourself.
I think it's more also, it has to, as you said, it has to come from you, but it has to, like, motivation's going to come and go. If you're not seeing results fast, you're not going to be motivated anymore. I think it has to come from a deep place of, I want to change my life and I want to better myself. And until that switch flips to, yeah, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to wake up every day and try to be 1% better than yesterday. If that's not flipped yet, nobody's advice, I don't care who it is going to be able to get through to you.
Absolutely. I mean, even myself, I had told myself I'm going to go to the gym consistently for, ever. And, I'll make it like a month, or I'll make it 2 months or 3 months. And then I take off a day. I may not feel that energetic to go, or I may not feel, and then I just it'll be another day and another day. Oh, I'll go Monday. I'll go next, and you're playing yourself, right? And there was a time where I really wanted to get things together, so I relied on a buddy, the buddy deal, right? Even with you, Tiffany. I mean, like we would go to the gym consistently, and then when you couldn't come around, I wouldn't go to the gym. I would be like, I'd go there, and I just kind of feel lost, you know. So I think it's rather than, if you need a buddy in the beginning to kind of show you the ropes, please do. I always say pick someone out in the gym who looks like very fit and say, hey, you know what I mean? Can you help me out? Can you like give me some pointers and stuff? And there's also this one site that I knew. It's called Muscle Wiki, like Wikipedia. I show everybody in there this. A friend of mine, Sebastian, he showed me Muscle Wiki, and you literally go to musclewiki.com, and they have an app now where you tap on female or male. It'll show you the different body parts of the female and the male for muscles. It's all the same, obviously, but for different workout purposes. I suppose men are naturally stronger or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to get into the cliche of that, but it'll give you like 3 separate or 6 separate exercises per muscle group, which is super amazing. And that really helped me. But just staying true to yourself, as you say, Tiff, and just going and flip that switch and get there and get it done.
And if your body needs rest, being able to figure out if it's your body needing rest or are you being lazy. I think that's a very gray border that people really need to be in tune with themselves and be like, am I just like lazy and I don't want to get up and do it? Or do I actually need a rest day because I worked really hard in the gym yesterday?
I have a question for you. Most successful people have a routine.
Yes, I think they definitely have a routine, but I think it depends. Like, I think those super long, drawn out routines are becoming obsolete. Like, a lot of people aren't. You just need a few things in your day that you know are going to set you up for success.
Okay, like reading a book or something like that, or like a good, healthy, hearty breakfast.
Or even just like making your bed every morning, getting
Ah,
on a
yeah.
walk every day, eating well, not consuming insane amounts of caffeine.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
saw this like this Navy SEAL dude or something like that. He was discussing on a video a few years ago about how you make your bed every morning, and no matter how shitty your day was, or great, or whatever it is, it's all the more better when you go home and you have a freshly made bed. You're not going back to like the place where you came from, your house, with it looking the same. You know what I mean? Just like already slept in, already tossed and turned. It's a new start to a great sleep. Let's cover a little bit on her social medias because that was pretty impactful as well.
yeah, let's do it. I think my biggest takeaway from what Jem was saying was that I feel like a lot of people want to know how to grow their socials, whether it's they're building a business, whether they're just posting themselves as their own brand or whatever it may be. And I think what the approach that she has towards social media is very interesting and different. She uses social media as a platform to inspire others, mainly women, but all different types of people who want to better themselves. And she gives them like a minute or less tiny bits of information about protein intake and different exercises and cool meals, like cool snack ideas and stuff like that. And she uses her TikTok as a way to inspire people. And then she also has her coaching business with links and stuff in her bio and all of her meal plans on her website and all that stuff. But her main purpose of her social media is to get people to trust her, build a community. And I think she told me that she was going to go down the influencer route, but then the first couple of brand deals she had definitely were the brands didn't have a lot of integrity and they were trying to use some of her before and after pictures that took her years. Basically saying that those supplements were from like those supplements basically changed her whole body. So she decided instead of promoting products that she should just create a community and then gain their trust and then kind of on her own as well have her own community of coaching and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely crazy cool of how she went from like step one, I'm gonna get this figured out. I'm gonna get fit. I'm gonna lose that 50 pounds. I'm gonna make myself happy with myself, becoming an internet sensation in a sense to inspire, like-minded individuals, like-bodied individuals, and exactly how she got there. Studied the heck out of it, went to the straight down to the science of it all, got her CNC, and then went into, explaining of 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 her book, her cookbook, which you can actually find at shopjensgym.com, of course. And I looked at it and it was pretty cool. It's like an online based book, and then you can basically purchase it and or get it made into a book of your sizing or whatever you'd like to do, which is really unique and I think it's pretty fun. And the photos that she has on there with her food, and it's super easy to make stuff. And it's all the way down to the recipe, to the calorie intake, to all that fun stuff. It's already done for you, which is super cool. And it looks really tasty too, which is really fun. I hope she comes out with like a vegetarian or a vegan version. I think hopefully that's in her mix later on. And she also spoke about your partner, right? So she had a partner at the time and the current partner actually, who was really inspiring to her to help her and help have support. Support is very important. As we talked in our previous episode, I believe our solo, we discussed how it's important to have someone who really is going to be there for you. Like, kick out the people who aren't there for you, your friends who are just, when they need something, that's the only time they come out to you.
You need a core group of people. And we talked a lot about friends and kind of how, just because you went to school with them or you played soccer with them when you were little or whatever, you're not obligated to put in a ton of time and effort into a relationship just because you've known them a long time. You need to make sure, like, not burning bridges with anybody, but you need to make sure you have people in your corner and the people that you invest your time and energy in that, it's mutually beneficial. They're helping you better yourself. You feel amazing when you're with them. They make you laugh. They make you happy. Whatever it may be, you just need to make sure that you're with people that make you feel good. And we talked a lot about that because if you're with people that, aren't making the best choices or whatever it may be, it's not that you have to judge them or you have to not be friends with them at all, but you're like the top 5 people you hang out with. And if you're hanging out with people that have a really bad diet, don't like to exercise, don't like to take care of themselves, or out till 4 a.m. on a Tuesday, if those don't align with your goals or the way you want to live your life,
ditch them.
It's just, you're not going to be able to go to the gym. Like, if I didn't work out or your friends didn't work out and you said that you like to go to the gym with other people,
you can see that you're very quickly drifting away from them.
Well, you're quickly not going to go to the gym. You're not going to eat right if you're always going out and drinking on a Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. Your fitness goals aren't you're not setting yourself up for success if that's what your goals are.
But keep in mind, once you get your act together and you kind of just sit down and think of what you want to do with yourself, like what goals you have, fitness, business, whatever it may be, and those who you kind of see on a general day basis are just going to go bye-bye in a sense. Like, I've seen it, it's happened multiple times for me. New people that I may have popped in or old people who may have been around. I changed myself. I went from, kind of being lazy in a sense in my early 20s to nowadays I only have a very small clique who are kind of like-minded. You know what I mean? Or very like-minded. And just be prepared. Once you make that move into going to do something that you want to do, or that inspires you, or if you're looking to inspire others, whatever it may be, some people are going to disappear, and that's okay. You know what I mean? They're not supporting you, or they're not on the same level as you, or you want to be. If you hang out with doctors and you want to be a doctor, the likelihood of you being a doctor is pretty high. If you strive to hang out with people who don't work out all the time and you're trying to go to the gym, the likelihood of you going to the gym isn't really high. Or you may go for the first few weeks, day or whatever, but you're probably most often going to dissipate.
Well, I think it's also you lose motive. I hate to use the word motivation because I like to use the word discipline more, but you lose that because instead of being like, oh yeah, you went to the gym, what workout did you do? And kind of getting excited even if you're not going together. It's more like, oh, you're going to the gym. Oh, like, I guess you can't come for happy hour or you're missing out on this. And it's like, no, I can do both, but you just have to learn how to manage your time.
Yeah. So I actually kind of want to touch back on gym too. Is here's what I learned. Um, Most people go to work and take notes. And if you're listening, turn the volume up a little bit. If you're going to work around like 8 in the morning or so, and you're off around 5, right? Every freaking body is going to the gym after 5. The gyms are freaking packed. You have to wait for machines. It's a total cluster of just people, and it's not very exciting to me. I like going when no one's really there. And I learned that if you get off work, 8 to 5, you're off work, you go to the gym, you're there for an hour, hour and a half, right? Then you have to go home. So let's say now it's about 7 o'clock. Now you got to figure out what you're going to eat for dinner, and then make dinner and clean up and stuff. Now you're around 9, and it's getting kind of close to bedtime, right? But dang, I didn't get to do my fun hobby stuff like play guitar or art or whatever it may be. So I learned wake up an hour and a half earlier than I would typically would wake up. Go to the gym in the morning, set your day right. You have all this energy. You're ready for the day. You can go to work, you're 8 to 5, get off work, and you don't have to go to the gym. If you want to go double it up, you can, but you don't have to. Now there's no struggle. Oh, the traffic get there. Oh, I'm not going to go to the gym because it's going to be packed, or I had to leave work a little late. All these little excuses that we always come up with for ourselves. That's done. You already went to the gym in the morning. So now, after you get off work, you can play guitar. You can play your video games. You can do what you want.
Yeah, and I think for me at least, if I don't go to the gym in the morning, I'm not going. Like very rarely, if I don't, the first thing I do isn't working out, or the second thing I'm doing isn't working out, like I most likely will not be going to the gym unless I have like a set workout class that I've booked and I've paid for with my friends and I know I'm going to go. Like 9 out of 10 times, I will not be going to the gym if I have already put on like my real clothes for the day and put my makeup on. So for sure, I definitely think that getting the things out of the way first and not procrastinating will definitely set yourself up for success.
Yep. Think about that New Year's resolution that every single one of you probably have had of getting fit, losing weight, gaining weight, staying the same, whatever it may be. How many of you are actually still doing that? Right? Not a lot. Not a lot of people do that. I always see the gym super packed, January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, so on. Gets into February, it's empty again. We just went I go to a small gym. We went there, not many people in there in the morning hours as there used to be. The parking lot was full. It sort of died off. So figure out what you want to do with yourself. Make a plan and stick to it, because it is 100% up to YOU.
100%. And I also think that it's, buddy system, as you said, being around people that will support you, will encourage you, will push you, because you can't do this all by yourself.
And you can't rely on others to get things done. It's your life. Ask yourself, do you like where you're at right now? Do you like your body right now? Do you feel as though you like how you feel, which is most important? Then change it. Do it. It's you. You got it.
That was a very to the
Empower.
empowering speech you got there.
Jen was woman powering. It was so great to have her on the podcast. Listen here. You can check out jensgym.com or shopjemsgym.com. I'm going to spell it out for you. GENSGYM.com or Shop Jen's Gym. You can also find her YouTube that we had posted a video together, the exact podcast that you will see on the previous episode, which basically goes into the whole podcast that we had, but on a recorded form on YouTube. Just Google or YouTube, Stressful to Successful, and you shall find it there under the podcasts on YouTube. And you can also find more information on us at stressful2successful.com. Thank you so much for joining us.
And we will see you next week.